Next year, starting March 7th, 2023, Saturn will be in Pisces until May 24th, 2025. What I want to talk about in this video is just some thoughts that I've been having about Saturn in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces deals with the grounding of the mystical and the spiritual, the development and cultivation of empathy, compassion, and connection to a higher power, or restriction in those areas, and restriction to connecting with a higher consciousness. Saturn in Pisces also corresponds to getting serious about spirituality, allowing your dreams and imagination to pave the way for something truly wonderful. And so with Saturn in Pisces, we need to cultivate a very real sense of our intuition, trusting our intuition, and drawing healthy boundaries as well. Now, that's what Saturn in Pisces is, basically. Now, if you were born between 1964 through 1966, you're going to be having your Saturn return when Saturn passes over these degrees, or whatever degree your natal Saturn is. It may pass over that degree more than once because Saturn does do its retrograde once a year. I'm going to be experiencing my Saturn trine to my natal Saturn because I have Saturn in Cancer, which is a really wonderful place to have your Saturn. Why? Because what does Saturn represent? It represents challenges and obstacles, and so it's a more malefic energy. And so actually, the more malefic it is, the better it is, and the better it is for soul growth and evolution. So I actually think, based off of Saturn's characteristics, I have, in my opinion, a very strong placement. If you have Saturn in Aries, Saturn is very similar to Chiron if you think about the glyph of Chiron, wounds. And Chiron in Aries, yourself, your own wounds, being strong in your sense of self and your sense of identity and authenticity, and going your own way, being an independent and asserting yourself in your life. And you're learning how to do that. We're all here to be individuals. What a wonderful place for Saturn to be. And so I'm going to have my Saturn trine over the course of these years. Now, when Venus in Virgo makes its opposition to Saturn, that is going to be a time where we're going to reevaluate our values, our relationships, what we desire, what we attract, and how all those projects of all the things that we admire or enjoy, are they really right for us? Is our relationships and our values really going to serve us for the long term? That's the question. Venus, at its full in the sign of Virgo, deals with fixing the partner. The two people working together, helping each other and being of use, improving each other, and living clean, pure, orderly, structured, and organized lives. That's Venus in Virgo. The downside of Venus in Virgo, particular judgmental. Opposite that Saturn energy in Pisces. Needing to be alone. Needing to rely on a higher power. If you're somebody with Saturn in Pisces, and you have not been taking your spiritual life very seriously, Saturn is going to bring you in to the principal's office, sit down, and have a conversation with you about getting serious about your spiritual practices, your spiritual connection and life, because you are a spiritual being living a human experience. And if you have been putting that off, ignoring that, putting it to the side, putting it off into the back burner, abandoning that, casting it out of your life, not really serious about that, and you're just operating from your unconsciousness, and you've sort of walked the path of spiritual narcolepsy. Well, that can only last so long, and you might be forced to rise above those challenges and those obstacles which present themselves at this time and integrate your spiritual life and become more spiritual. Get out the crystals, get out the oracle cards, meditate, journal, all those things. Evaluate or reevaluate when Saturn goes retrograde. What is the relationship between me and spirituality? How is my spiritual life? What are my spiritual practices? Are they authentic? Am I doing things that fulfill my soul, etc.? Those are the questions. Those are the big questions. In the summertime, go to Turkey, get in a bath, get a massage, get taken away, allow the universe to work, and trust that things are going to work out. Be open to receiving the gifts of the universe. And take care of your feet as well, because Pisces rules the feet. It'd be a wonderful time to go to, say, a foot surgeon, say somebody who will examine your feet, walking, dancing, getting out on earth, putting your bare feet on the earth and feeling that wonderful thing to do at this time. And so, those are my thoughts of Saturn, save for standing in a white building, a building with white columns, waiting. That represents the temple of what God is, of where God is, of where higher force is within the universe. You're standing outside, waiting to go into the Guru's temple for wisdom about what you really should do. Now is the time. Now is the time to dive all into it. Have a good transit.